Hey, how's it going? I'm Chris with PearsonCopy.com, and today I'm going to help your brand make more sales with email. As a part of a 100 emails in a 100-day challenge, I'm breaking down an email from the brand Hook and Gaff. This is an outdoor sportsman type brand. They sell watches to those who fish, hunt, and I believe, golf. So I like this email for a few reasons. I'm going to go through those reasons here in a bit as I break this email down. And before we dive in, if you want to, I've got other videos that I'm doing over on my YouTube channel, so go check that out if you want to get some more insights on other types of e-commerce brand emails that I've broken down so far. With that being said, let me go ahead and dive into this email and start breaking it down. So we're going to start with the subject line, like always. The subject line for this email is the story behind our proven performance watches. Now, some context for this email. I believe this is a part of a welcome series or a welcome flow, welcome sequence. I did get their first email. I'm just not breaking that one down. I'm breaking this one down because it caught my attention. This subject line caught my attention because very few brands that I've broken the emails down for so far are using story or any kind of like emotional connection tools or functions like story. To actually like connect with their customers. So when I saw this subject line, I opened it and I said, I have to see what this is about. And so that's the big reason why I like this email. That's the big reason why I wanted to break this down for you. The subject line here, the story behind our proven performance watches, that got my attention. So I clicked. From name from email. Hook and Gaff sticks with their brand name, Hook and Gaff Watch Company, and their from email service at hookandgaff.com. Now, while I do think that they probably could have written this email from the angle coming from the founder, or maybe a watch engineer, or watch technician of some kind of expert sharing the story behind the proven performance, or how they came across turning this watch into a high performing watch for those who are in the fishing, golfing, and hunting, hiking, outdoors type customer or outdoor type arena. I think could have pulled a little bit more when it comes to like click throughs and sales. But the one thing I will give Hook and Gaff here is they're very clean when it comes to their from name and their from email. Hook and Gaff Watch Company, and then service at domainname.com. There's no subdomain. It's very straightforward. And if you wanted to reply to this email, I believe you can. I don't see anything here that says you can't reply. So I think that's a great thing to have if people are going to reply and respond based on how they're feeling. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and roll on down this email. Again, my PDF export here messed this up. There's one logo, one brand name here, so Hook and Gaff, which is clean. There's no menu up here, which I really like. The purpose and the theme of this email is the story behind the proven performance watches, and that theme continues with this this graphic here, this aesthetic graphic here, built with purpose. That ties right into the performance idea and why it's a performance watch. The other cool thing I thought about this email when I was looking through it, when I clicked over and watched this video, is they're actually taking the story behind the watch and they're getting you to click through the email to a video on YouTube. It looks like, I believe that's where they're hosting it, and then so that's interesting. It's the first, I think, the second email so far I've done of the two and a half dozen or so I've done so far, that they actually get you over onto YouTube or into a video setting through email. So that's something to consider too as a brand. Is if you have content and you're producing content with video, as opposed to or alongside like Facebook, Instagram, things like that. Video is definitely a way you can connect with people. People do like consuming video. Also, if you're getting people to watch videos on your YouTube channel, you can do retargeting and add stuff there too. So there's different ways to actually leverage video. Video is a great way to tell stories. It's the visual art, right? Whereas in email, you could tell a story with text and use plain text stuff as well as images too. So just some different ways you can deliver the story. Hook and Gaff is doing it with a video here. Moving down the email some more. Who is Hook and Gaff? So they asked the question of who is the brand, who is behind it. Check this video out. The story of how Hook and Gaff became a brand. So this is a brand origin story, whereas this is talking about the story behind our proven performance watches. So that right there may need some alignment. Otherwise, they're just saying, hey, our origin story is why we created watches. That's a huge deal. So who is Hook and Gaff? Or maybe why is Hook and Gaff a performance or why are our performance watches the ones you choose? Something to line that up. I think the story behind our proven performance watches makes sense. So yeah, talking about how they became a brand, and then how their watches became performance watches and what they did to make that happen. So I think it's a good piece, and then explore a range of durable timepieces. So everything else so far, watches. Has lifestyle. So we come into this with the idea of watches. It's called the Gaff Watch Company. and then they use the word timepiece. So for a sports or performance watch, a timepiece, technically, I don't think I would associate timepiece with this. I would stay away from that. When it comes to maybe like SEO organic stuff, using timepiece, watch, a clock, something like that may work to get more rankings and get more eyeballs on your brand. But in this email, just consistency wise, the timepiece, it definitely brings back more like nostalgia or like an older feel or a trusted feel because it's been around for a long time. If that's what they're going for, great. But this feels more like a sports watch, performance watch. They even call it a performance watch. A timepiece is not something I would relate with this. So it's maybe something I would test or change or just consider discussing from a brand or positioning standpoint. Otherwise, I think this is great. Who are we? Click on the video. If you want to explore our watches, let's click here and do that. I believe this is also a button. My PDF may have messed it up when I exported. So there's that. Further down the email, if you watch the video and come back, or you skip the video and keep going, Hook and Gaff rolls right into their three. It seems like the three big watch lines or bestsellers or something like that. So Sports Fisher series, their field watches, and their golf series. Now, something to note here: they have three main series here that they're showing. That's pretty much the rest of the email before you get to the footer. But something that's interesting here is durable sport watches are not only necessity for the inshore anglers, but a classic piece suited for any occasion. So that copy right there just tells me that the timepiece does fit. They're trying to walk the line of a sports performance watch as well as a classic timepiece suited for any occasion you could wear to maybe a formal dinner or something like that. So that's something to potentially explore with that story of how can they walk that line as wearing it outside for performance, but also to a gala or a dinner or something, and also be considered a high-end watch. That combo or that intersection might give a good place to look for features, benefits, different angles, how to stand out and be different in the industry. So that's something to consider here that I noticed and would suggest the brand taking a look at. Moving on down. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Copy here. Field watch is designed to those who enjoy the outdoors. If you love hunting, hiking, fly fishing, this watch is designed for you. Pretty much just calling the field watch and the ideal customer out in the copy here. Maybe consider using a line or two in this as like a feature benefit so that the customer reads and says, yes, that's what I want. So they click on it because it offers and promises a desire fulfillment, as opposed to just calling out and say, hey, if you like these things, you should buy this. You could go a little bit deeper and do a feature benefit here and also dimensionalize it of how this field watch or why this field watch is the one they should buy or how it's going to help them after they buy it. That might help get some click-throughs on this. And then a golf series. Golf is more than just a hobby for you, and for many. It's a passion, an obsession, and we get it. So we built the ideal watch to accompany you to the course. I think this copy does a little bit better. It addresses the idea that golf is an obsession, but it doesn't dimensionalize or talk about getting this watch and what it's going to do for their golf game or what it's going to do for confidence or what it's going to do for benefiting somebody playing golf while they wear this watch, getting compliments from people as a status symbol, feeling more secure because you know exactly what time it is and you know exactly how long you've been playing. And further, there's various other reasons, various other feature and benefits you can pull in. But yeah, using this copy and maybe adding a little bit more benefit and dimensionalization on how or what or why this is going to help them with golf. It could get some more click-throughs. So that might be something to test here. Otherwise, I think that this section does great. I really like it. I think it's clean. They use product images, plain text, and then simple shop now buttons. Anything over the top, there's nothing really here over the top that's going to distract away from what the brand wants the customer to do while they're reading through this email. Something I think down a little bit further past the products, they have like a social proof. There's some pretty big names here of where they have either been included in, mentioned, or something like that. I would potentially move this up to the top because this social proof near, hey, here's our story of how we became a brand, and here's where we've gone, and maybe put the social proof above the products and say, hey, this is where we ended up and what kind of magazines and big names we've been a part of, publications, things like that. So you should go check out our brand and how we created our first performance watch or how we became a brand. Here's where we ended up. I think that might get some more clicks on the video just because they see that and go, oh, I know those brands. I have to check this out now, like how they get there, as opposed to separating those two and making this a separate entity, make it a part of this, who is Hook and Gaff, and use some social proof to get clicks. And then, yeah, finally, you have your logo, your social media section, and your menu and your typical standard footer information. Overall, I think this video, I think this email did great. I really like what they did with this email. I really like the focus on the story behind it, and I like how they kept the product suggestions clean and to the point. And the social proof here is huge. I would just move it up to the top a little bit. So, with that being said, that's going to be the end of this breakdown. I hope this helped. Please take any kind of insights you gain from this back to your brand and implement and apply them. If you get any results, let me know. Otherwise, check out my channel for my other breakdown videos, and I'll see you next time.